Media.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers, and my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast. All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, I want to talk about looking back at the very beginning of my content creation journey in 2008. Well, at least my content creation journey for business, right? For my network marketing business, and now, for my influencer business and my digital education business. Looking back to 2008, and I say this because I have launched, as of this recording, as of the release of today's episode, I have launched my first paid course. And I've gotten to this point, I feel, relatively quickly, given that I just started doing courses at the beginning of March, right? That was my first course. And, as I talked about yesterday, I had to set a hard target because otherwise I would have just been in this perpetual state of creation and study and growth without actual, concrete having gotten some things done. So given those hard dates and hard targets, I feel like I've made pretty fast progress since 2022, the beginning of last year, when I first started this online marketing journey. And I bring this up because back in 2008, when I first started going online and doing content creation for my business, I felt like I wasn't making any progress at all, right? And I guess, for sure, the education wasn't there, and I had fewer people to learn from, and I was kind of learning as I go. Also, the space is much different now than it was. There wasn't the social platforms like there are today. But I think for me, the biggest thing, there's a couple of really big things that I realized the difference between my journey back then and my journey today. One of those things was that I didn't commit long enough. Right? Yeah, I've had this channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, I've had this channel since then, and it's been kind of on and off, and I've done stuff here and there over the years, intermittently, but I never stuck to it long enough, consistently enough to start creating real results for myself. And here's why I think that is. I think, I had the mindset back then that network marketing is all about results, right? Like everything in this space shows you that you can create results for yourself within 2 to 5 years. And not to say that that's how long, doing digital takes, right? That's not to say that that's how long content creation will take for you to start gaining traction. But that's relatively short. What I was seeing in the space was people, in network marketing were getting much faster results than I was on and offline, right? There was people that had just started their channels on YouTube that were starting to make, a year, 2 years down the road, that had huge followings and that had their own courses out, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, man, what am I doing wrong, right? So that was one of the things that threw me off course. I think also too, I wasn't fully committed to it because I just didn't understand it, right? A lot of it back then was above my head when it comes to the technical side, the algorithm side. And I know I've talked about SEO before on this show, and that's not really my forte. I've gotten better at it for sure. But those things really were discouraging, right? Because I was doing all this content creation, which is the part of the marketing that I love, right? It's the part of the online space that I absolutely adore. I love content creation, but like the mechanics and the logistics and the SEO and all that stuff, yeah, like I was such at a disadvantage because my brain just didn't work that way. And anytime that I tried to study it, none of it ever stuck, right? None of it ever stuck. So my lack of results and my inability to gain traction with my content back then really was discouraging. And so that's why it was always fits and starts, right? I never committed in the long term. And so the difference today, yes, the platforms are different. Yes, the education that's available, it's definitely well, there's much more of it available, and there's much more easy access to it. However, I think the biggest thing is that yeah, I'm much more committed to going all in with this thing, right? Like with network marketing in 2008, it was still largely offline. At least how I built business, and I still saw my contemporaries having massive success offline, doing the home parties, even if they were doing digital and online presentations, it was still very much the same model. And so I was able because there was another option, I reverted to that other option as opposed to fully committing and going all in to doing the content creation and having that building that out as my marketing. Today I'm all in, and it's not to say that I have to be all in, that I don't have any other options, but I have the flexibility to be all in and to really study this because of my belief that this is the way to go. This is the future for network marketing. It's the future for marketing, right? And it's a door that everybody can come in. If they want to get into online marketing. I mean, content creation is something that we all already do anyways. And so my commitment, regardless of my immediate results, my commitment is much deeper and it's much stronger to this thing. So it's just a stark difference. And look at the progress that I've been able to make thus far. Right. Sure, I'm in a different position. Sure, I have more influence. Sure, I have more confidence and I have more authority. I have a higher level of expertise. All of those things definitely have contributed to my success, my current success with my content creation. But looking back in hindsight, I definitely think that I could have made progress, and I could be much further along if I had seen all of that through in 2008. I mean, imagine where I'd be. It's 2023. Yeah, I almost forgot. So that's 15 years ago, right? I could be an OG in this online marketing space if I had seen that through, if I had really committed to pouring myself into it and studying it and facing the things that I wasn't necessarily comfortable with, like the technical side, right? Like the SEO. Like all those other things that you need to pay attention to, that I didn't, right? And I still, am not really struggling with, but I still kind of find a little bit more challenging to wrap my brain around than the simple act of content creation, right? So yeah, it's just something to think about, right? If there's some things that you're facing now in your content creation as you take your business online, as you take your marketing online, the things that you're least comfortable with, make sure you include those in the things that you're working on and do not ignore them, because those are the things that may be, those are the things that might lead to your breakthroughs in your business and in your marketing, right? Again, looking back on my own journey, if I had been willing to face those things as opposed to just tossing in the towel, then I would be much further along with my online presence, right? So face the things that you're uncomfortable with. Be okay with that. Be okay with not knowing everything, and understand that those things are going to be the things that help you make those breakthroughs. Okay, so that's it. I got to run. More from me tomorrow, obviously. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.